Live. Okay, cool. Welcome to the preview podcast for the Beer Cup. Yeah. I find it strange as well. Calling Black Label Cup the Beer Cup preview. Kaizer Chiefs will be facing Kaizer Chiefs in the London Pirates, Soweto Derby. But before I go anywhere, Calvin, Soso, and Greg are joining me. We also have Lerato joining us as well. She's in Bloemfontein. But I wanna start with Eddie. Eddie, you played in the Carling Black Label, not the Telkom Charity Cup, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like how's that different from this one?
Okay, first of all, number one, the difference is that there are no supporters.
Yeah.
When we play, there were supporters, which is, that will give you that extra motivation.
Yeah, the push.
And to want to win. Now with this one, now it's a totally different game again now because no supporters in the field, and a lot is at stake because people have been talking about Kaizer Chiefs losing to Al Ali in the Champions League.
Yeah.
It's another way now they redeem themselves and make it up to the supporter also for the Kaizer Chiefs family. But listen, I mean the derby itself, it's special, magnificent, and because of the history between the two clubs. So
can't be overdoing it, Eddie. Like before the season starts, derby. MTN 8, there could be two derbies. The league, derbies. Like it's just derby. Are we over derbying it?
Yeah. It has been happening. It has been happening for a very long time.
Yeah.
So why change it now? And I think those two teams brings in some good monies if their supporters and also the TV rights too. So I think it's one of the big derbies also in Africa. So I think let's just enjoy it.
Okay, let me come to Greg. Greg, what are your thoughts? We know Telkom, Swallows never played in the Telkom Charity Cup because the supporters never voted.
No, I mean that one. Is you have to vote. For your team to go in. But I mean, with this Carling Cup, I think it's a good innovation. In terms of starting the season. But this time is different. Because with what Eddie said now, there's no supporters. The atmosphere we a little bit. But nevertheless, we not take the rivalry away from the two teams. Because it was a different season the two teams have in terms of where Pirates finish and where Kaizer Chiefs managed to sneak in terms of getting to the top 8, which I mean they are very grateful about that because where they could have it could have been different. They could have ended out of the top 8. But starting the season with a lot of signings they did. I think it's a massive step for them to stamp the authority because I believe there's no friendly between the two sides. Yeah. And Pirates, they did concede less goals than Kaizer Chiefs last season. Pirates conceded about 22 goals. Kaizer Chiefs considered massive of 37 goals. I mean, which is not you don't associate that with Kaizer Chiefs. I mean, I just think. It will be a good start for the both sides, for the players to stamp the authority because I mean this game, we can call them friendly, we can call them, beer cup, but it can make you to stamp your authority in the lineup going forward in the season, or it can take you out of the team. So I think with the two coaches, I think they have a lot to prove, this season, So. Let's just see if any of one of them can give Sundance a run because everyone is just looking at Sundance now.
Yeah, we're coming. The season is long. It's a marathon. So welcome.
Yes, thank you very much. Welcome also to the viewers. Greeting to the viewers. Lerato, hello.
I'm good.
Wow, look at him going for the ladies. Look at him. Saving the best for last. Hi, Lerato.
Please note.
Yes.
Clear enough. I am the rose here among
the songs. from the city of roses. All right, so welcome.
Yeah.
Former Kaizer Chiefs player. Do you miss the Telkom Charity Cup?
Yeah, no, it's a big one. It's a very big one. I think this is a good opportunity for both coaches to see in terms of their preparation levels, getting new players also into the gear, also adjusting to the squad. And this is going to give an indication in terms of how the coach is going to set up for the rest of the season and changes that will be implemented and trying to fit into players that will be signed. So for me, I think this initiative is quite good, but I think it was going to be beneficiary if all teams were going to get an opportunity to participate in this cup. So to say, because for one, most teams are not going to be having friendly matches. I know Sundowns had with theirs with Baroka, but I think at this competitive level, I think it's needed for maybe like teams to participate more so that to see and give the supporters and the viewers at home more actions in the television set. It's good for the revenues. It's good for sponsors to be exposed as well. And in the same breath, I will also take this and say, if more teams are involved actually in this tournament, we'll see in terms of what other teams have in their arsenal and on their arsenal, players that they've signed. How are they going to be featured into their games? So for Chiefs and Pirates, exciting to see with Ngigazi being added also on the technical team in terms of what he's going to be bringing onto the table, knowing very well that he works well with youngsters and within the players that are actually at Pirates. I think they are more or less like seasoned campaigners, good players. They're already stars because, I mean, if you're picked to be part of Orlando Pirates or Chiefs squad, it gives an indication that already what you need to do is just to put your foot on the ground and then do what you're supposed to do.
Okay, cool. Let's officially welcome the Rose amongst the Thorn all the way from Bloemfontein. Lerato, welcome.
Thank you, Pure.
Thank you. Welcome. What have you made of? Let's start with Chiefs. What have you made of Chiefs signing? Like, obviously, Keegan Dolly is the big coup there.
No, absolutely. Listen, after the season Kaizer Chiefs had, and following their 2-year ban, if I'm not mistaken, by FIFA, and the disappointment of the CAF Champions League 2 weeks ago, I honestly think that Kaizer Chiefs fans needed something that is going to boost their hope going into the upcoming season, PSL season. So Keegan Dolly is a big one. It's a big move, and honestly, I'm not sure if they are going to revive the Tshwane CBD there in Soweto.
Nah, guys, they are old.
But yeah, it's a big signing. It's a good one for Chiefs. It's exactly what Kaizer Chiefs fans needed, even though they still want more. But I feel like Udoli, if he keeps fit, because I feel like he needs to work on his fitness, according to what I've seen so far. But I am definitely sure he is going to deliver for Amakosi in the upcoming season, and they should finish with top 4 from the signing that I've seen so far.
Top 4. Okay, cool. Eddie, let's come to you, Eddie. Dolly, Keegan Dolly for so now does this mean Stuart Baxter has to build the team around Keegan Dolly?
Listen, there's nothing wrong with building the team around him, but there are a lot of good players. I mean, at Kaizer Chiefs. I mean, if you look, listen, I'm not trying to be biased because he's my countryman, but everybody knows that Kama is a very good player. And also we can say, let's try and build the team around him. But I think it's just going to be an important player to Kaizer Chiefs. So he is going to come and he's going to give that spark that has been missing there. And also, I think For me, I would say that I think he's going to take a little bit of weight on Kama, because everybody has been saying Kama is not doing well, Kama is not, things like that. So having a player like Keegan Dolly in the team, and the fact that they used to play together again when they were at Sundowns, let's just hope that they'll bring that back and try now and give the coach exactly what he's looking. I mean, he's a brilliant player. I mean, every team would want to have Keegan Dolly. So let's just hope that he's going to settle in very, very well, and he's going to bring in things that have been lacking at Kaizer Chiefs. So we just have to wait and see.
Okay, I'm going to skip you for now, so I'm going to go straight to Greg. Greg. Dolly, is there expectation for him to? Will he carry Kaizer Chiefs? Will there be a weight on his back carrying Kaizer Chiefs? Because there's so much expectation right now.
Yeah, if you check the signing that Kaizer Chiefs have done so far, I think he's a big one in terms of coming from overseas, and he did not play much in overseas there in France, but not his own doing. It just in terms of injuries, and for him to try to come back fit. But he decided to come back home. I guess he has a lot of offers, to go back to Europe, but he decided to play back home and get his form back. Most especially, he's still young, and we need the country need him for the national team. But at the same time, for him going to Kaizer Chiefs is a big step. But it's gonna be a lot of shoulders expectation from him. He needs to do well. By injuries in terms of the Kaizer Chiefs squad, if everyone is fit, I think it's going to be a very massive squad for a lot of teams to deal with in terms of the attacking wise. But my happiness is the defense line. They planted them. The two center backs. The right backs. I think for me that's a massive pull for Kaizer Chiefs, because for you. Yeah, for you to build a massive team, you need to get a lot of solid backline. But Keegan Dolly, I just hope, in terms of his fitness, he just need to stay out from injury. The way we pray for Karma to do. For this coming season, I think it's gonna be a massive season for them. It's gonna be a lot of good play within the three of them, not even three of them, within the four of them. And we should not take out Parker away from that equation, because there's a lot of massive players in that team which have tested a lot of international football. So for me, Keegan Dolly, he needs to, for the first 5 games, we determine how the season is gonna go with him. I just pray he stay injury free. That's the most important thing for him, So if he can, first 5 games, he can pull his weight, and what we know about him, how he can perform, and he has done that with Sundowns. I think, he's going to be massive for them, and he's going to carry that team along.
Okay, cool. Now I'm going to come to you, so like many South African footballers who go overseas, they come back sooner than we expect them, Players like Skilo, Steven Pienaar, he stayed throughout his career. He came back towards the end only to retire. Do you see this as a step backwards for Dolly, or it is what it is? Let's all move on.
Yeah, I think the most important part is, if you're a player, first of all, you have to look in terms of the opportunity that you're going to get in terms of doing something that you love. As much as, yes, international is being raved as being one of the best, I think South African football, or African football as a whole, has stepped up in terms of the financial side, financial compensation, and also in the competition level. So for him to come back, I think it has to do more about him trying to be maybe closer to home. I don't know. That might be one of the points. Or also seeing an opportunity that he would be playing regularly, because if you are being contacted by a
Soso's internet is bad. So you there? Okay, we can unmute So.
Can you hear me now? Yeah.
Yeah, much better. Continue.
Yeah, sorry. I think it was my signal. Yeah. I think that's one of the most important parts when a player is valued to a team and is being called to come back to South Africa to deliver. He knows the league in and out. He has played in the league. He has won trophies in the league. So I think for me, it's a big plus and it's a big addition. I wouldn't say much that it's whatever coming back from Europe. Yes, to many youngsters, it's all about having to apply your trade overseas. But now let's look at it in this way. Wanting to go overseas for what? To expand your football, to challenge yourself, get yourself uncomfortable. I think he has tested that. He has been into that situation. And the result can only be that he feels that he has to be home, because I think he has tested himself by going to Europe. The money side, yes, it's something that is always going to be lucrative for players. They're always going to make more money overseas. And also, you get to develop. It's a plus on our players who are playing internationally when it comes to the national team. So surely Keegan Dolly at this point, it's just that it's going to be a little bit unbalanced now with the knowledge that he has gained overseas compared to what he's going to be playing against in South Africa. Because, I mean, in Europe, it's more tactical than in South Africa. But in the way how we use the game format is quite different from the European side to the African side.
Okay, cool, sure. Yeah, that's a mouthful. So, but same question again to you. So now that we've ironed that out, will he carry a lot on his shoulders for Kaizer Chiefs? Because we all remember what he did at Sundowns.
I don't think he's going to carry a lot at Chiefs. My reason for why do I say that? I say that because he's coming to a system where most of the players know him. I mean, like, I can't even say most. Let me say all the players that are around, they know him. They will know his capabilities. They know what he can do, what he can deliver. What we just have to wait and see is what has changed with the player. What addition what added value does he have in himself now? Is he the same Keegan Dolly that was at Sundowns? Or the Keegan Dolly that was at Ajax, or the Keegan Dolly now at Kaizer Chiefs? With that being said, it's all up to us to give him a chance. And I think giving him a chance at the new space, because Chiefs, if I would just let you know about Chiefs, it's one of the most comfortable clubs to play at. And it's one of the clubs that gives you that support from players to the staff. Everybody offers themselves for you to do better. As him being thrown into the pool as being one of the biggest players, he falls around one of the biggest stars in the team. So I think if you're among stars, you shouldn't struggle, or we shouldn't pinpoint and say he's going to carry the whole team. What we can say is he's a good addition and he's a good refresher after Chiefs have been starved on signing players. This is a time now we're getting more excitement, because if you can see, I cannot only point strictly only on him. We have a very critical position that Chiefs has been stressful about in getting, which is a centre-back. They've got a centre-back now in Ngobo. A midfielder, we got Alexander Cole. Now we got a winger, a natural winger that is going to be playing there, which is Keegan Dolly. So for me, it's a good addition that is back in South Africa, and he's been signed by Chiefs. So I don't think he's going to be carrying a lot of weight.
Okay, cool. Lerato, Chiefs, like under Gavin anyway, Chiefs suffered a lot mentally after losing the league in like the last 10 minutes or so. Like, do you think they've recovered mentally?
Just before
they just lost the final as well, which as we all expected. So it's nothing new.
Yeah, just before I answer that, when Apiwe, I would like to add on what Usoso was saying regarding Udoli. Hey, the experience also that he gained during his stint overseas, it's going to count a lot. It's going to matter at Kaizer Chiefs. And to say he is going to carry Kaizer Chiefs is adding unnecessary pressure on the player as well. So I agree with him there, because look at what happened to Ukama Billiat. A lot was expected from him when he arrived at Naturena, and I feel like he pressure sort of played its role in Kama's form, but not to say that he's not capable. He's a very capable. They are both capable players, and I am really looking forward to seeing them deliver for Amakosi next season. So we'll just have to wait and see. So back to your question. Do I think they have recovered from suffering? You were like, you are leading the whole season. You leading and you lose on the final day. On the final day of no one recovers from that. Even Kaizer Chiefs fans haven't recovered from that. But yeah, from the players who are professionals, I'm sure they. Well, I wouldn't say they learned anything from. Are you talking about when they lost the league?
The league, they're right here. Also, another one, sorry, Greg played for Swallows. Didn't Swallows lose on the last day and got an Egerson as well?
In Durban.
Yeah, and how was your next season afterwards?
That's where we went down, in terms of, there's a lot of things. But there's a lot of things that's contributed, because during that time, Bitterbock, the owner of the team in Germany passed away, and so financially the team starts struggling, and it's a lot of things. But at the end of the day, I think with Gavin and with Gordon going to the national team was a big mistake. I can say a big mistake in terms of him. I'm talking about the club. They could have prepared, someone else. They feel like, Zeka Mars could will be able to carry the team. And when you have a lot of experienced players, in the team, you need to know how to manage them. So on the field, off the field, there was a lot of things that happened. But I mean, with Kaizer Chiefs situation, I think, with this season, I think they just need to forget about all those things that happened. With Kama too, injury, I think it affects Kaizer Chiefs this season, and the way they play, with the way they play under Gavin, because they just know it's not going to be route one. I think the same thing is going to happen this season, but the difference will be, you have new players to freshen the team, which is always a plus for a team, because you have competition now. You don't have players to say that, no, I'll play week in, week out. Because if you don't have competition in the team, your team will always suffer, So I just feel like the new players that comes inside, not automatically they're going to get the jersey, because the other players in the team, we try to fight to keep their jersey. But at least it gives that competition, and it benefits the team, to
coming there. Win more games. Yeah. Coming. I'll share the lineup. Okay, now we're joined by Sianda Mbata. Sianda, welcome. How would you like to contribute? Sianda, let me ask him to unmute. Sianda.
Yes.
How would you like to contribute? Wearing a Manchester United shirt.
No, in fact, I was just here to hear people's opinions.
What's yours? What's yours? Calling Black Label Cup.
I'm a Kaizer Chiefs fan, but I don't see Kaizer Chiefs winning tomorrow.
Why do you say that?
I've seen,
you need to mute your audio there. It's causing feedback.
Guys, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the first lineup. I'm not sure the one that I saw, if it's gonna be the one that's gonna be it's gonna play tomorrow. But I think.
Yeah, continue. Let me see. Where's the lineup? Okay, the Kaizer Chiefs lineup I see is your feedback, Asianda, it's very bad. You need to mute completely. Okay, cool. As we wait for Sianda, Eddie.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Let's start. We were already talking Kaizer Chiefs. Itumeleng Kune starts. Do you see him starting the whole season? Because there's a new goalkeeper in town now. There's what's his name? I believe it's Brandon Peterson. He was at Wits. He's fully recovered now.
Let's look at. Kune has been playing Blake Kelly Cup how many times now? 9 times? And
I think it's 6 times now, like a record 6 times.
6 times. And I think they only won 3, right? And then I mean everybody knows what Kune is capable of doing.
Yeah.
But I wasn't in my opinion, I wasn't happy in the past season.
Yeah.
In terms of, I would talk about his performance on the field and outside. Because, those two, if you mix those two, then obviously you're going to have a bad day in the office. So I just hope that things with him have changed. And now he's more focused on football than outside football. And, then we can expect what everybody knows Kuna of doing. And so let's just hope that we'll get to see the Kuna that everybody knows him and everybody talks about.
Yeah. Okay. Let me give you the rest of the lineup, guys. Kune, Epimashiane, Eric Matoho, Mphahlele, Kadoso, Lebohang Lesako, Sabelo Khatebe, Njabulo Blom, Karen Bakas, Kamabiliat, and Semi Nukovic. Okay, from the press conference with Stuart Baxter, Semi Nukovic is not gonna make it. So I'm not sure who they'll replace him with. I'm gonna come to you for this one, Lerato. Okay, thoughts on the chosen lineup by the fans?
I think it's a solid starting lineup, more especially with the return of Itumeleng Kune. Itu didn't get much of game time last season. And
I wasn't fit.
He wasn't fit. So tomorrow is a big catch. Apart from reunion, I can watch. Him and Lodge is like water and oil. But you know what? Ukune has a lot to offer. There's no one like Ukune. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how he's going to fare tomorrow, together with Kama Billiard. I'm a huge Kama Billiard fan. So please
we've noticed.
If I sound biased. And also Umashiane, following what happened in Morocco, I think he feels like he solely blames himself for the loss of that final against Al Ali. So tomorrow he would want to prove to Kaizer Chiefs fans that he is the right guy for the team, and he is more than his Morocco mistake. So I am really, really, really also looking forward to seeing him play tomorrow and also how he fares in the game.
Is Mashiane a left back or he's a utility player?
Left back.
He's a left back. That's his.
I saw him as a left winger. Oh, okay.
Originally, from the development, it was a left back.
Okay.
Which makes sense.
Cool. Which makes sense. Okay. Let's throw it to Greg. Greg, Kune. There's Daniel Agbe, experienced international Nigerian goalkeeper. Brandon Peterson, solid goalkeeper at Wits. He played at Wits. Then there's Itumeleng Kune. As the goalkeeper coach, how do you make that decision of whom to play? Because at training, everybody shows you that they're all capable.
First of all, I mean, with this cup game, fans are the one choosing, and you always know that Kune is going to be ahead of any of the goalkeeper in terms of the fan base.
It's not a birthright. I'm talking about the season now. The season?
Yeah,
once we go in.
No, the season. Okay, you normally preseason, give you the go ahead in terms of how the goalkeepers prepared in terms of who is on form to start the season, because this season Kaizer Chiefs is going to be in the NTN 8, which is very important. By the cup game, that's going to be very important one, and for you to play well in that tournament, I think it's going to carry you throughout the season. And for this at this moment now, I think with Kune, the captain of the team, with Stuart Basta, with the history they have, I think for now he's ahead of any other keeper in that team, any other keeper in that team. I don't know how Abun what they're training for a very long time. I don't know how he's performing, but for him, tomorrow is, as Lara to say, tomorrow is going to be very important for him to perform, because people will still judge him for the game he plays tomorrow. So before the NTN 8, tomorrow game is important for Kune, because a lot of people haven't seen him for a very long time. But as a goalkeeper coach, who performed well, and depends on the team you play. If you take, because from my point of view as a goalkeeper coach, normally when you speak to your head coach, you play a team like Supersport, or you play a team like Pirate, or you play a team like Golden Arrows or Baroka. There's different style you want to play, So I think with Street Buster, we all know how the system is going to play. You're going to play on transition every time. So, and Kune is very important in that aspect. So for me, I think for what I've seen, I don't know how the other goalkeepers have improved in terms of their distribution and all the stuff. I think for me, he's going to be ahead, but depends how he starts tomorrow.
Okay, so you've seen the lineup as well for Kaizer Chiefs. Before we move on to Pirates, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's important to understand that what Chiefs are going to be bringing on the table. And for me, I see a very offensive Kaizer Chiefs player team this season. In a way, when they start with a 4-4-2 or 4-3-2-1 or 3-5-2, depends. So in any position, in any formation that they will throw up on the table, I think that's one of the formation that they're going to go ahead with. And as Greg has mentioned, it's very important for Coach Baxter to activate his full potential on the transition attack. In a way, if you get a keeper that's going to start your action from the back, a keeper that is able to start from the back and to play. How do we see that? We see by the structure of players that they're going to be having, in a way that they have more now of confidence, full backline pairing, which we're going to be seeing the likes of Nobo, maybe paired with Cardoso, also seeing with we'll see Shanti on the left, and also we'll see Frosler. So in that, just giving you that picture, it shows you that that's a team that's going to look to build from the back, and they're going to look to orchestrate their attack in a sense that they don't give teams much time to actually recover. So for me, I think in the way that Chiefs is going to assert themselves on this season, is very important within the number of players that they've put together. They are more or less like ball-playing team, ball-playing players, players that are confident, players that understand the technicality and the tactics in terms of how they need to apply themselves. So I see even now having Dolly will be the outlets of Kaizer Chiefs. Having Kuna also playing on those fast break attacks, it will be very important. Also activating your Leonardo Castro, having your Samir Nikovic to be the one that's going to be holding up the balls. It's going to be an important structure to see.
Okay, before we move to Chiefs, sorry, Greg, I'll come to you.
Let me I just want to add something what Suso is saying.
Okay.
It's very important, and because the way what's his name, Stuart Basta, the coach, plays, we all knew him how he want to play. But the important thing again, I just want to add this one on. As a goalkeeper, your first priority is to save balls too, because sometimes you need to keep the ball away from the net. And I just think, Kune, as I said earlier on, Kune, we need to do double things in terms of we're looking forward to his transition, but at the same time, he needs to do his duty, in terms of keeping the ball, because I think this season is going to be one of the exciting seasons, and he's going to be busy if he starts as the number one.
True, I agree with that. But at the end of the day, for you to get forward, you're not always going to play the first ball up front, because there's going to be a time whereby maybe your Samir Nukovic is not there. So what are other alternatives that you're going to use to accommodate the players that you have around you? Because you have shorter players, if you can see. You have your Dolly, you have your Kamabiliat on the side, and then who else? Maybe you might have your Parker also. So now, are you going to still be looking for the route one? I understand what you're saying, where your first priority is to save the balls. Yes, but now more than football, the goalkeepers are used as sweepers now, and the goalkeepers are the one that determines in terms of how we're going to play and in terms of how we're supposed to structure and attack. But I fully agree with what you're saying. As a goalkeeper, I wouldn't take anything away from what you say.
My only worry is that okay, no, it's not a worry as such, but maybe Kaizer Chiefs they are still, trying to decide regarding the players. Yes, everybody's happy, everybody is excited about Kama and Cole and Dolly. But now what happens when they get injured or they get suspended? Are they still going to same players that they had last, or they are still going on the market to bring in players that?
What are you saying? But no, don't forget when Eddie, they have Patrick Zonange as well. They're in midfield with Cole Alexander.
I think there's other player, that other boy from Swallows, the left winger. I think it's a very, very good addition to Kaizer Chiefs.
Is it not Shanti?
No, it's Tibedi.
Oh, given Tibedi.
Apart from Tibedi, there's natural winger. He was playing. He came from overseas, I think from Portugal.
Oh, Sekota. Oh yeah, he's yes, Sekota.
That's yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Eddie, from one midfielder to another, like some Kaizer Chiefs fans are skeptical of Cole Alexander. What will he bring to the side?
More or less the Katsande type of play, but
he's a refined Katsande.
No.
He's a better version of Katsande.
No, he's more intelligent. I mean, the reason why I say more of Katsande, because he's very aggressive and he's very smart. He's very intelligent. He can read games. He can play, and he can also score goals. So I think Kaizer Chiefs needed someone like him, like he's someone of his caliber. That we need someone that would come and fetch the ball from the defense and start playing and make his teammates play. So I think by having Cole there, I think it's his brilliant signing there.
Cool. Okay, cool. Now let's move on. Orlando Pirates, your team, Eddie. Start with you. Ofori, Tulani Hlachwayo, Wade Houston, Sikelelo Nyauza, Innocent Maela, Dion Hoto, Ben Mutswayo, Tembinkosi Loch, Fortune Makaringe, Mhango, and Tabang Monare. Okay, we didn't see much of Loch last season because of injuries, I hope. Even Ofori probably played like half a season. There was no goalkeeper coach there. Now there is a goalkeeper coach. Do you think Pirates would forgive another bad season from Tyson?
Look at the team that the lineup. Sorry, I think it's the team that has been playing last season, except a few players. I think, as you mentioned, maybe Ofori and Loch because of injuries. But now that is back, Loch and the rest of the team. I think it's the team that has been playing last season. So I think for them, I would say it's not going to be a trial and tested team. I think the supporters chose the team that they knew that's the team that was playing last season, that the team at some point that were giving the results. I mean, look at midfield. I mean, I've said it again last season, the Triple M. You look at the Motswari, the Makaringa, and then the Monari. Yes, best for me last season, it was the best midfield. And now they are back again. So I think it's going to be very interesting playing against Kaizer Chiefs. Some of the youngsters that have been playing in the MDC, and some of them coming on from the bench. So it's going to be very interesting. I think the team that wins in the midfield, I think that's the team that's going to win.
You still haven't answered my question. You beat around. I asked you about Tyson.
No, no. Listen, there's nothing wrong with Tyson. I think yes, he might not have a good season last season, but we cannot take anything away from him. I think probably it was a season of him of settling in, because
how was your first season at Pirates, Eddie?
Pirates is a very big team.
Your first season at Pirates, was it shaky? Or you hit the ground running?
Even so when he played for Chiefs too, he was shaky. You have to. I mean, those are big teams. So you're not gonna just come. You're not just gonna go there and just first game and then hit it. And you step by step.
But the whole season.
No, boss. There's some stage.
I think one of the most important. I think.
No, so
go ahead.
Yes, Greg.
Go ahead, so. You pick it up, so.
Yeah, I think the most important part is for Tyson now is the quicker he forgets about what happened last season, and for the supporters to still vote him in terms of getting to play. I think this revive his confidence, and it's all up to him now to understand, because coming from Wits to Pirates, that's a huge jump. And for him to be under that setup and being shadowed by Happy Jelly, I think for me, knowing them that they are friends, I think he has picked up a lot of information from Happy Jelly in terms of the cultural side, how the team wants him to play, and why was he signed. Because I think one of the most important thing why he was signed there was to take over from Happy Jelly. Because if you saw, when he came there, he took the armband. So what is it? They were grooming him to become the captain of the team, because they're looking at the age on his side to be the leader of the club. So I think the quicker he forgets about what happened last.
So you just said leadership, Tyson. Does that mean Pirates lacked leadership?
Definitely at this point, Eddie will attest to this. I'm not trying to force words into him, but he understood. I knew when I used to play against Eddie, Orlando Pirates. I knew when I used to play Orlando Pirates at any cost that I would see from the captain first that, today, today. I want today, I'm prepared today. You can tell from their face. I can also go with Swallows. You could see from Greg, from Lifa Tutulupa, the type of captaincy that was being chosen. You could see that players were around that player, even the command or passing on the message, making sure that the team, when it's down, he picks the team up. And they will always try and make the minimal mistakes in terms of carrying the team, because you can't be into a position of Tyson and still expect to have that leadership or players listening to you, because you need to be a mirror of good result. But if you're a mirror of bad result, it makes no sense for you. Anything that you will say, because Eddie will tell you and Greg will tell you. We'll even say on our backs, but look, Captain, just Lisa, Marim, just Lisa,
You agree, Greg?
No, it's true.
You're a captain at Swallows. You're a captain at Swallows.
Yeah, it's true, man, what I'm saying, because, as a captain, you need to lead by example, not putting the handband, say you're the captain, and realize you're not giving the team or you're not adding value in the team. So it's a massive responsibility that you need to know that as a captain, you need to do extra. You're not going to be ordinary player in terms of...
Sorry, Greg, sorry to come in there. So Pirates shouldn't have given him the armband so soon after joining. So it put a bit of pressure on him, which was unnecessary.
Okay. For me, I just think the Pirates, they're thinking, as also say, trying to groom in terms of, okay, if Happy Jelly, move away, he's going to be the next guy. But at the same time, remember, he was the captain of the national team. So I think Pirates they're looking at that point and say, okay, he's the captain of the national team, coming to the club side like Pirate, which is a big, massive brand. Okay, we can just give him the captain band if Happy Jelly is not playing. Which, I mean, for the first 2-3 games, Happy Jelly was not in the team, and the next person that could captain band. But I mean, just Nyawuza there, which I think is the bias to Happy Jelly before Tyson came in. But I mean, with Tyson, what they call it, he's a massive player, in terms of how I say he's coming from the national team. So for me, and he has won the league with Vets at that moment, so before he goes to a Pirate. And I just feel like it's a good thing for them to give him the captain band, but as also say, he could have had that in terms of his performance. Yeah, he do have 1 or 2 games that we didn't understand. Is it that Tyson we saw at Ajax, or that's Tyson we saw at Vets? But at some games he did well too. But when you check what he has done for the past season, so if you want to judge him, you will say that no, he has a bad season last season. But I just hope injury free this season he can have a good season this season, so that he can help Pirates, because we're talking about Pirates and Chiefs. These are the massive team that can only don't forget about Amazulu, other teams, but these are the teams that you can put your money on that say, okay, they want to stop Sundowns, because we are looking for teams that will stop Sundowns at this moment.
Hey, back to you, Eddie. We can see that Pirates is phasing out Happy Jelly. All these interviews are done by Tyson. Which kind of shows where the armband is going. I want to know your honest thoughts about how they are doing this process. How were you phased out as captain of Orlando Pirates, and who came in your place?
Okay, let me start by Tyson and Happy Jelly. I think what, being a player and having captained a team like Orlando Pirates, and if you see that this is where it's going, this is the direction that the club have decided to take. I mean, as a player, yes, I know it can be something. It can be painful, because once you've been a captain for a very long time and now they're giving it to somebody else. But I think, as a seasoned player and a very experienced player like Jelly, I think it's you just have to forget about it, concentrate on playing, make sure that you avail yourself to be in the team again. Whether they make you a captain again or they don't, you just have to forget about it and then listen, I'm here to play. Let me concentrate on playing. Captain, yes, I've been there. Everybody knows that Jelly was once being a captain of the team. So you need to forget about that, concentrate, and command your first team place. I mean, with me, yes, it's the same thing. I think you just have to, the next minute you're in the changing room, you're going out there, you hyped, you want to be like, yeah, listen, I want to beat you. Remember, Soso told me that, listen, you are from Zimbabwe, so don't put the armband on your left, put it on your right side. So I think I was the only one who was putting it on the right. So, getting hyped in the changing room, you want to go out and play and say, I want to put my armband on the right side, and then the next minute, boom, Lucky is wearing the armband. So it will kind of disturb you at that moment, but if you are a strong player, you overcome that and go out and play, perform at your best, so that at some point you would say, okay, they took the armband from me, I want to show them. So you go out there, you play your heart out, and then they're like,
you start kicking those guys in the midfield.
No, I wanted Soso. So, but in the end, after the game, it is what it is. When they don't give you the armband, then it is to move on.
Yeah.
Like the reason I'm asking, like I know we're not in Europe, so we won't do things the European way. But you know, when you're a club captain, you remain a club captain. Like remember, I think it was John Terry. John Terry was the club captain, but he didn't play much towards the end. I think then I think Frank Lampard had left by then. I think Azpilicueta or something was the next one in line.
Yeah.
Like, were you told that, hey man, yeah, hey, your time is slowly coming to an end, so Tyson will be the new guy now? Or you just surprised, like, yo, you're not doing interviews anymore. The armband is on the other side of the changing room.
Oh, you asking Craig? Craig, I think Craig will answer that.
Okay, answer Craig with Tutulupa. Yes.
I think being a captain and for you to know that the belt is moving away from you, it's pretty simple. When they signed Tyson and he was a captain of the national team, plus a captain from Bits, already by then you soak it up. You're like, no, it's gone, Baba. No, there's nothing much. But when they put this guy, and the next thing is that what they're trying to do, they are grooming this player, and they give me hassles with renewing my contract, and there's been talks left, back, and center. I think it's gone. Let me just focus on playing. I think the most important part about this now becomes what? It becomes you forgetting about the belt and also you wanting to want to play now. But now the supporters are not going to understand the fact that and then our captain doesn't have the belt. It becomes that contrast. And then now what the team has to do, a team then will come back and say, I think I'm glad seeing you because we're fucking king. If he's not in the field, they're gonna question us, these supporters. Let's make this guy make his own mistake, but still and make excuse that Jele is injured. Same with Eddie. The next thing Baz tell about in the lineup, Eddie's not there. Now I'll be asking Dala, what happened to you? And then Dala's like, hey, Dala, you know these things, Dala, just leave them.
Greg, let's come to you, Greg. Tutulupa took your armband there. What happened?
No, okay. You know, with the story of Tutulupa, he came. He was I was the oldest in terms of in the team. So he came after I spent 3 years. Yeah, he came that time, and and he was a good player. He was a good player, and you know, when the kitman start hiding the handband, when you come out for warm up, you know that there's something wrong. When the kitman sneak and just put it down there under the. Normally when you're the club captain, they hang it up there. But when you see you come to the changing room, you're singing. All of a sudden you check around, there's no handband. You ask him, what's the handband? The kid man don't answer you. It's under Tutulupa. So you know that age, Baba. This time, man, you're not playing nice, man. In short, we don't want just a captain. So at the end of the day, I mean, you know, in teams, there's a lot of captains. You know, there's a time we have Nombete, we have Collins Mbesuma, we have late Dennis Lotta, you know, we have Sise Osen, you know, with Jaffe Zawani, and so there was a lot of captain. And under Gavin, it was a little bit easier because he normally choose 5 captains. And okay, they have the club captain that put the armband. But with him, you know, the captain might play a fantastic game this week, and the next week is on the stand there.
Sorry, Craig. Wasn't Gareth McNabb also the captain?
Yeah, Gareth McNabb. Yeah. So what Gavin did, he chose Gareth McNabb was officially the captain of the team. So when Gavin came in, you know, Gavin met McNabb there. So now he selected, you know, Menzu, you know, it was Mark Batchelor, the late Mark Batchelor, and Warren Lewis came in. So after that time, after we played the 3 seasons, Tutulupa came in. So it was me, Tutulupa, it was Alfred Piri, it was Sise Osen, and sometime Mendo. Okay, Goodman Mazubuku that time was the captain now, because Gavin, I know Gavin is sometimes, I don't know, he just take the armband from Gary McNabb and say he's not going to play much, and he gave it to Goodman Mazibuku. So we always have that 5 captains, and go into the season, so anyone can put the captain band. But if Goodman in the pitch, he always have that captain band. So yeah, I mean, the captain something is one thing, it's one thing that you need to control in terms of your emotion and a lot of things, because once you put your effort or you put your mind too much in that band, you forget your game. Your game entirely we go down if you're not a strong person. Like people like Eddie, they will tell you, yeah, Eddie have that captain band, for a very long time at Pirates, and he was carrying the team, So I just feel like captain band is one sensitive something in terms of the club, how to handle it. I think Pirates never handled that situation very well last season. But I'm not in the dressing room. But I just feel like they need to have a player that plays in. Okay, he might not play all the game, but majority of the game, that player, if he's doing well, I think he should be the captain. It doesn't matter if he's the older player in the team.
Leadership skills, right? Leadership.
Sorry, no. If
leadership skills.
Yeah. So he deserves to put that captain band. I just feel like it's important. It's important to control that situation.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Now let's welcome Apendule and Winky. We're gonna start with Winky. I believe Winky is somewhere in Qatar. Winky, welcome. Unmute, my friend. Unmute. Let me. Yeah, much better. There we go. Welcome, Winky. Are you in Qatar?
Yes, I'm in Qatar. Hey, Greg, how are you, man?
Boss, how are you, man?
I'm good, man.
What are you doing in Qatar?
Preparation.
No. I'm here harassing. I'm here for money, man.
You have the captain band there.
How would you like to contribute, Winky? Contribute.
No. Actually, I'll contribute lastly. I was listening to Craig now. Actually, I will contribute lastly. Give others a chance, and then I'll come back after, so that I can give you my views concerning tomorrow's game.
Okay.
We also have Apendule. Apendule, welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
How would you like to contribute today?
I want to talk about my team, Orlando Pirates, and going forward.
Get in there, Buccaneer. Get in there.
All right. So from the team, the whole team, I think Pirates is gonna struggle even this season, just like last season. The reason I'm saying this, I'm not just looking at the game that is going to be played tomorrow. Obviously, the game is the derby, and there's no motivation for the derby. You don't need motivation, They can do wonders from the derby tomorrow, but are they going to be able to sustain that win if they get the win throughout the season with the defense that we have? Remember, that defense is something else, because on that defense, I don't think we have reinforcements from this season. The reason I'm saying that this defense is something else is because players are played out of positions in there. You see, Mayela is played in center back, but he's a left back. We can see that Kofu is played at right back, because even he's struggling in his natural position. He's played at right back. We can say that he had a couple of good games, but is he good enough for that position? We have this guy who's playing with Jelly at center back. The guy who's
Tyson Nyauza.
Nyauza, yeah. Is Nyauza good enough to play for Orlando Pirates? I'm saying this because at Orlando Pirates we had good defenders before, and we had defenders like Mr. Lehwati, we had defenders like Siabonga Sangweni, we had about exactly. We had very good defenders at Orlando Pirates. But now, did those defenders, were they replaced? Because we were even struggling at the goalkeepers department. We had very good goalkeepers. Were those goalkeepers replaced that we had? Because we just see it in Pirates that there's like many players. I don't even know how many players do we have. But are those players good enough to take us through the season? Are those players good enough to challenge Mamelodi Sundowns? Because in Mamelodi Sundowns, you can see that there's like a progression, right? Because in Sundowns, you see there was Alice good.
Don't forget the budget. Don't forget the budget at Sundowns. There's a budget.
There's a budget.
But you know what? Sorry, Apendule. Sorry, Apendule. I just want to ask you just, I think, a question or two. Yes, I understand you are saying that Maela is being played as a left back, center back, things like that. If I can ask you, Lucky Lekwat, you said he was a very solid, good defender, right? Yeah. What position was he being played at Pirates?
He was played at center back, but he also
right back.
Yes, he was
right back.
He was originally he's a right back, but now he was played as a center back. Yes. So what I'm trying to say is that these days football, if you are a defender, you should be able to play all positions. Even the left back can even play on the right.
Multifunctional player.
Yeah. So it's the quality for Apendule.
So you don't have to say no. This one is being played out of position. So if you're playing as a left back, like I say, listen, if you throw you at a center back, you should be able to master that, because the ideas that you have and the technical awareness that you have playing as a left back, you can easily do that when you're playing as a center back. Sundowns also, they signed what's his name from
Libusa. Yeah, left back.
He was at Ajax. He was playing as a left back.
Yeah.
Now in Sundowns he's playing as a.
But Eddie, his question is still valid. Is quality there, pound for pound? Is the quality the same? What Pirates had then, winning championship, and what Pirate currently has at the back?
Oh, sorry. I didn't hear that. No, I didn't hear that question. No, I didn't hear him talking about that. Sorry, my bad.
No, continue, Apendule, continue.
Please, continue, please.
Yeah. So as I was saying, that the other teams, you can see like a clear progression, that we sell or we release those players who age has caught up with them. I do not say.
No, say it.
Those players who are a little bit old. So we introduce young players, young energetic players. Look at Sundowns now, because they thought, okay, Alex Good was gone. They bought in Nascimento. Now Nascimento is going. Lebusa is there. This guy from Maritzburg United is also there now. You see, there's a clear progression. You can see even in the midfield, there were Diego Modisias in the midfield. There were good players, but you can see now the players that are brought into the team, young players who are hungry to make a difference in the game. You see, but in Pirates, which players do we sign? We sign players who, like, I do not say players who are 27, 28, and then you do not give them game time. If you see in Pirates, there was Muowo, that guy. That guy. I do not say he was a good player because I've never watched a game where he
was good in Zambia. He was very good. Yes, that's why he was signed. He was player of the season in Zambia.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Those players were good players. However, when they are brought into the Pirates, then players are sent on loan. Players that have been there, that have been tested, they're still going to continue with those players even into the new season. That's why I'm saying this team is going to struggle even in this season. Because you cannot understand.
Quick question, Apendule. They just signed Kwanda Mngonyama. What are your thoughts there?
Yeah, I had many people saying that Kwanda is a bad player and all of those things. For me, I don't think he's a bad player. But I think to say that now, okay, we are signing Kwanda because we want to win the league, or we're signing Kwanda because we want to compete with Sundowns. It's a long way. It's a long way. Yeah, I don't say.
All right. No, thank you, Apendule. So let's pick it up. Does Pirates have a championship winning defense?
Pirates.
Yeah.
At this point, no. At this point, I wouldn't say so. But in terms of maybe what they will try and build and having the experience of Mligazi with working with more or less of our players, he will actually have a bigger role to play. Not saying that Fadu David doesn't understand much as Mligazi would, but I think the influence of Mligazi comes handy. Which is going to give them a plus. Yes, those players that were signed, they are backing players for one another. I know maybe supporters will be looking for a different dimension or different type of players that were going to be signed. But if you look at the market, who are you going to bring there? Yes, you were going to bring players that are already being signed. So what's the point?
Sibisi there from Golden Arrows, he was solid last season.
Understandably so, but is he a player for Pirates? That's the question. Is he a player who can be solid?
His former coach is there. So what? Are you saying so he doesn't fit the style of Pirates?
Yes. Yes, I hear you. I understand. Yes. His former coach is there, yes. But now, remember, your coach being there and the personality of players that are there is two different things, right? When you come into a team, it's all about you having to gel with the team. It doesn't matter. The coach can go tomorrow. You can also be released. So what's important is, are you the material of Orlando Pirates caliber? You look at like the personality that Orlando Pirates have, the history of the defense of Orlando Pirates, as Apendul has mentioned. We're talking about players that are multifunctional, players that can play different positions. And having that is a plus. Yes, you might not do great in your natural aspired position, but if you are given an opportunity and you are guided and you are a player that understands the technicality and the tacticality of the game, it's easy for you to understand the formula that Pirates wants to apply themselves going forward within the league. So I would say in terms of them being a championship defense, I wouldn't quickly blow my whistle on them, but I think I can give them some time to see if they're going to gel. Yes, they do have. What I foresee is when the phasing off of Happy Jelly, they're just trying to work around Nyauza and Tyson. Having Kwanda Mgonyama would be a plus because the only trouble that I have, it's more like identical within the two. You have Ngonyama, who is more robust on the air, hard tackler. But one thing that I like about him is that he can play. He can pass. He's got vision. He's got long-range pass, which is what Nyauza struggled most of the time, and which is what Tyson struggled most of the time. With Jele, he's been the compass of the backline, which is he's the one that shows the player in terms of from the playing perspective, from the defensive perspective, and also from starting from the back. So this is some of the dynamics that we have to look into. So having Ngonyama will be a big fit for them to have a player that will install that confidence, because you might have Tyson as the one that becomes a dirty player at the back, and then you might have Ngonyama, the one that is able to take us out of situations where we are pressured, because we can't always play route one football. I think that's my contribution.
Yeah, Greg, I'm coming to you. Scouting in football is so important, because when you bring in players that will fit into the system that you play.
Yeah.
The reason I'm saying that, do you think Pirates bought Tyson because he was available, or he can fit how Pirates plays?
For me, if I'm not mistaken, I think, for the season before Tyson came in, I think there was a little bit of instability in terms of the center backs and leadership, which Jelly had in terms of the captain band, but in terms of commanding and vocal to command the back four, I think they saw that in Tyson, when he was playing at Vets. And if you see at Vets, what he's doing at Vets and the way they play at Vets, not the way they play at Pirates. So they saw that Tyson that won the championship at Vets in terms of its aggressiveness, in terms of winning the balls. Remember, Pirates, those days, when you play them, you always have that set piece, they always, because when you play Pirate, when I play for Swallows, when I play against Pirates, Gavin will always tell you that set piece, definitely Pirate cannot defend set piece, for their life. So that's where you're going to capitalize on them. So they have that notion of them not able to contest, not able to aggressive. They can play from the back. So for me, my thinking for them to bring Tyson was, to come and command the back line, because bringing Tyson to, I remember Ofori came in. So they want that massive defense. They can control that back line, look solid, playing against Supersport, playing against, let me say, Captaincy, playing against those teams that they know that, they're not able to pick points against them. So they know they have that back line. So it never materialized for the last season. I think this season, it should be a massive one in terms of how they're gonna, get the right combination. That's why this preseason is very important. People don't take it, teams don't take it for lightly, because you need to get the right combination. Once you master, because the position you cannot play with, in terms of whichever team you play or whichever team you sign for, is the goalkeeper, is the two center back, is the defensive midfielder, and the striker. That's fine of that team. You can have other positions that you can fill in, like the Pirates, what they are doing now, bringing the guys that went for loan, most especially at Golden Arrows. With that Dube, I think Dube is coming back to Pirate, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's a massive plus in terms of playing, attacking football for Pirate, because Pirate, you always have them, they defend with two at the back. Papik, if I'm not mistaken, he can score you 5, but he will concede 4. So people always knew Pirates in terms of attacking wise, but to keep clean sheet, I think is difficult for them for most of the season. I've played against them. So, but with Tyson coming in at that moment, they think that there's going to be stability. If they can score you 1, they can defend and win. And, for you to win championship, you need to have a good defense. So that's my thinking for them bringing Pirate. But scouting in terms of clubs, I think, with the competition, I've been here for a very long time. I've played, and I see once a team like Sundance or Chiefs identify a player to sign, I think the next big team, we want to go and sign the player, even though you have 10 midfielders, even though you have 10 center backs. So you neglect the position that you really need to fill in, because it's not a case that you have 50 players, but at the end of the day you have 30 midfielders. I mean, the team is not balanced, so I just feel like, the scouting needs to be very important. I mean, people behind the scene in every big team, they need to identify players they need to sign. So for me, I think Chiefs did that this season very well in terms of the coach that came in. So it's a massive one, but I just feel like, with injury free, with every team, with Pirates, most especially with the back line, I think they're going to do well.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, Craig. And then also at the same time, I understand where Apendule is coming from. Sometimes you might have, yes, he is saying that are they Pirates material players? Are they the defenders that you can really count on? And I think also, if the players themselves and like what we used to do, after the game, sit and really talk about how you guys want to play, or what is it that you want to achieve that coming season. I think now the Pirates that Apendule is talking about, are they the diehard that say, listen, I'm gonna die here, whatever happens. Listen, any ball that is coming, any angle, I will defend it with everything that I have, even if it means that I have to break my leg. Let me do that. I think that's what Apendule is trying to say, that Pirates, they don't have those kind of defenders that, when they come out of the field, it's blood everywhere, that they are defending. They really want to win they really want to win the league, because there are even other games that Pirates were not supposed to have lost last season. But why? Because, sometimes, whether it was bad defending and not talking to each other, defense. So they might have those defenders that are there, that are okay, but they just need to level it up, let them take levels so that they could be, when when a game is when they score 1-0, let it end 1-0. That's it. There is no coming back. But as I said, I do agree with that, Craig, that sometimes Pirates, they can attack. They will attack. If they score 5, you know that you're definitely going to score 4, because the defense, they don't have that die-hard thing.
All right, Apendule, let's wrap it up with you. What's your prediction for tomorrow? Unmute. Can't hear you.
Oh, okay. My prediction for tomorrow is a Pirates win.
Of course.
You say you don't trust that team. Now you say.
No. I think he's talking about history. I think he's talking about the history of of this cup. I think he knows exactly what it's going. That's
no,
why. Yeah.
No. Albert, Eddie lived history. History lived that.
Hey, let the man predict. What's the score for tomorrow, and who's gonna score?
Okay, I'm predicting a 3-1. 3-1.
Who's gonna score?
From the Paris team, obviously, Mango is gonna score. Obviously,
Lodge. Pula is not playing.
This guy is not sure.
I don't see. No, Pula is not playing.
Oh, okay. Lodge is gonna score.
Yeah. Hoto, maybe.
Mango, Hoto, obvious. Hoto, and I'm not sure they
but it's 3-1.
But it's 3-1 tomorrow.
All right. And the own goal for Chiefs, right?
Own goal.
All right, Greg, what's your prediction?
It will be a nice game to watch tomorrow.
Look at you.
For this
beating around the bush.
For this game, okay, let me just start with the signing both sides did and with the preparation in terms of the games they are playing, the friendly games behind the scene, which I've watched and I've played against them. I just feel like, at this moment, the Chiefs will win this one tomorrow. I think Chiefs will take this one for tomorrow.
All right. So Chiefs, who's gonna win tomorrow?
I think the results favors Chiefs more. Why would I say that? They're coming from a big encounter, which is from the CAF final. I think there's a lot that was taken from that tournament. I'm sure they're going to be going on this one with an upper hand in terms of their confidence. And also, they just recently played. We're not sure in terms of Orlando Pirates or how they've been playing, but being truly tested and having high quality actions, Chiefs are the ones that smartly from the tournament. So for me, I'm just giving this one to Chiefs based on that. I think Chiefs are going to win this one. Yes, the score would be an interesting 1-3-1.
Yeah.
Hola, Kevin. I'm a question for life.
Eddie, what's your prediction, sir?
No, I'm not going to say much. I think
just tell us a position.
Wounded animal Kaizer Chiefs. And playing, because I think, as I said earlier on, I think they're going to try and redeem themselves. But playing with Pirates, they're going to give them another wound again. So I'll give them.
I didn't hear you, Eddie. I want to say
No. I said I'm giving this to Orlando Pirates.
Simple. Pirates is going to win.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Soso. Thank you, Apendule, for joining us. Thank you, Eddie. Everybody who joined us on YouTube. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe. After the game tomorrow around 6:00, we'll have a mini rap right here on YouTube, just to see how you saw the game, and then we will wrap it up. Thank you.